What's going on with you guys? Purpose here. So this is gonna be the short video for today, most likely. I just want to talk real quick about the NBA gaining momentum about opening up from Adam Silver talking to the players, LeBron James, Chris Paul, leaders of the players NBA Players Association, and them gaining momentum about opening up. Also, you have Hall of Famers and Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley talking about the season needs to actually be canceled. Shaq saying there's going to be an asterisk. Listen, he's right. The season will have an asterisk, and it's going to be the season was partially postponed because of the coronavirus. I think it shouldn't people. I don't think he should really commentate on this, even though he is affected as well as everybody else, because he's not the one with too much say. I would say with who has who has his livelihood on the line here, because he's not playing. There's a lot of players who aren't getting paid big money, right? Who actually need their paycheck. I'm pretty sure players are still getting paid, but I thought I saw somewhere there's a like a pay cutoff date. So as much as a lot of people would agree, you know, people are at home, and what's happening is like there's not a lot to do because of these stay-at-home orders. And I'm not saying I know this is the NBA makes a lot of money. This is $1 billion thing, but they lose money too as much as everybody else. You know, it's entertainment, so they have to make money like everybody else. I don't want to make this about the money because it really isn't. I think it would be just in my opinion be awesome because it gives fans something to see. Players get to go back to what they love to do, which is to play the game. I'm pretty sure players want everybody to be safe, but I'm pretty sure they would also love, to be able to do what they love to do, which is just play the game, you know. But I think what needs to be clear here is if they find a safe way to do it, that's the best thing. So the players, are definitely going to get tested, to see if a lot of people have it, which, honestly, I think everybody's probably been exposed to it, honestly. And I think a lot of people, including players, are probably asymptomatic because not everybody's getting tested. So you're probably going to see a lot of positives, but you're going to see a lot of players who were asymptomatic because of how healthy they are and because they just the effects didn't take hold. So that's what I think is most likely going to happen. So but once again, it's this whole thing it's all a matter of opinion. People are going to say these people make millions of dollars. You could save your money. You don't really need the season to play out. People are going to say the season's going to have an asterisk, whoever wins. And well, I wouldn't make a LeBron joke saying it would only be asterisk if LeBron didn't win, but it's probably not appropriate here. Even though these LeBron fans, I'm pretty sure, are chomping at the bit because of he was first in the Western Conference. He was playing well. But I don't want to make this about LeBron because it seems everything is. This whole MJ documentary, which is showcasing his greatness in his career, it goes back to LeBron. And I even saw today, people are, and Nick Wright on Fox Sports was saying, people are saying LeBron is overrated, he's old. And when I don't remember a lot of people saying that. What tends to happen is I keep saying this is these LeBron fans think that when we say he's not the GOAT, that we're saying that he sucks. I keep having to tell the same buffoons on YouTube, we're not saying the man isn't great. Obviously, he's great. We just don't think he's the greatest to ever play. And the more we think about it, there's players who have had great careers as well, not just LeBron. Kareem is massively underrated. And if you really want to be honest, people here, he could be considered either the GOAT or the second greatest. Because as great as LeBron is and how accomplished LeBron is, Kareem got accomplishments too. Kareem got accolades too. You know, and also, this is a great segue into my second point. ESPN, there's been CBS, a lot of different sports media outlets, coming out with all time lists. And it's always the debate, is LeBron one, is Jordan one? But there's also the debate that came out where Steph Curry's ranked 13th on ESPN's all time ranking. Now here's what's crazy. Like, I think the thing is like Steph Curry is one of the most influential players of all time. Like, and you can't deny it because of what have we seen? He's revolutionized the game because of the way he shot threes. He made big men. If you're gonna switch on to Steph Curry with the pick and roll, Steph Curry was just gonna pick you apart. In that 2015-2016 season, Steph Curry just literally exposed the big men night in and night out. You put a Ursan Ilyasova. You put in a Kyle Singler who was just he wasn't mobile enough to compete with a Steph Curry. You put on a DeAndre Jordan. You put a big man on Steph Curry. Steph Curry told Draymond, "Go sit somewhere. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take this big man to school." He took you off the dribble. You shot threes off the dribble. He took you to the basket. Steph Curry, to me, is in terms of revolutionizing the game. I think he is a top 15 player, I think, all time in terms of his impact on the game. He's impactful as any player has ever been. Now, all time, is he a top 15 player? I don't think so because his career isn't done yet. We don't really know what Steph Curry's going to do because he's 32 and he's got many years left, I believe. Steph Curry could possibly win another ring or two, because to me their dynasty isn't over. It just had to take a seat for a second, with these injuries, but we don't know what the Warriors are going to be next year or the year after. They possibly could win another title or two, maybe three, because as old as Steph is, he's a shooter. And to me, shooters age well more than any other, and it's proven. Shooters age well more than any other player because he's not built off athleticism. He's a shooter. This dude's gonna be sniping into his 90s. So I mean, that's not even a question there. So, and he was ranked all time ahead of Kevin Durant. Now, to me, I don't like that because to me, Kevin Durant, in terms of his overall legacy, his overall game, that man is cold. And it's so sad that he tore his Achilles, man, because like when you watch Kevin Durant highlights, it's just kind of mesmerizing because you see a guy who's like 6'10", but he's got his ball handling is so just smooth and crisp. I mean, he handles like a guard. He's got an excellent shot. I mean, I remember watching him against the Denver Nuggets, and his crossover was so mean and nasty. And you see Kyrie, you see a step news, but his crossover is so nasty that you just saw the guy guarding him. Just he for a second he looked the other way because he thought KD was driving left. The man was crossover. He was driving right. Pulls up for a three, bottoms. Pulls up his mid range shot. He's to me. We say MJ. We could put Kobe in there. Tracy McGrady. Kyrie Irving's an excellent mid range shooter. Chauncey Billups. Larry Bird, to a certain extent, though he was more like a perimeter outside 3-point guy, even though he doesn't even have a lot of 3-point career makes. Who else? Ray Allen was a great mid-range shooter, even though he didn't shoot those a lot, but well, he did actually, but he was more of a prolific 3-point shooter. But to me, like if we're talking efficiency from mid-range, I think Kevin Durant might be the best mid-range shooter we've ever seen because of the way he gets into his shots. Like anywhere in the mid range, whether it's fadeaways, pull ups, step backs, like you can't get your hand up there, and he can see over you. He can shoot over you. You can put your hand in his face. He's gonna make it because he's just gonna shoot it. It's the same way every time. Like to me, he is the best mid range shooter we've ever seen. Like there's no debating that point of his game. He's a great finisher, but his mid range shot, yo, like bottoms. I'm not even kidding. Like mid range, count it. Like when he pulls up a mid range, it's like I feel like every time he shoots a mid range shot, 95% of the time, that thing going in. So don't even try to guard it. You might as well just go away, go away. So I believe Isaiah Thomas on that list was ranked 31st. Now, what's going to happen is people are going to say, how is Isaiah Thomas ranked lower than Steph Curry? Steph Curry does have 3 rings, even though he's not been a Finals MVP, which people kind of stopped saying that. It's kind of, he should have been a Finals MVP. And I think the one KD won the second time could have gone to Steph, even though KD had the game 3 that was just like iconic, and it was a great moment for him. But Steph, to me, Steph saved game 1 because KD was off in game 1 of that finals. Steph in game 2 went off, and I think had like 38 or something. Had 9 what do you have, 9 or 10 threes in the game? Like, Steph was playing crazy in games 1 and 2. So, I mean, like, come on now. And if the Warriors had won the finals against Toronto, Steph Curry would have won the finals MVP. So, well, the way Clay was playing, Clay was pretty nasty in that finals. Like, that was actually Clay's best finals. Like, the finals before, Clay wasn't. I'm not saying he's not a great finals player, but he hasn't had his best numbers in the finals. But these Toronto finals, Game 6, Clay went off. So I mean, it's crazy. Um, I think Hakeem Olajuwon, he's ranked 12th on the list. Hakeem is kind of underrated. He was a great defensive player. He's a great two-way player. Great. He's the most blocks of all time. So that in and of itself, and he's probably the best low post player in history. With the array of moves that he had a great mid-range jump shot. People say, Kareem had the most unstoppable move, but Hakeem could go to different moves in his arsenal. So that's where he could go to a certain extent that he was better. So Manu Ginobili was ranked in the top. It's like their top 74. It's really weird. Like 74. It's kind of. I mean, it's not too high, but to me, it's kind of a low number. I think you got to go to 100 because Manu Ginobili in the top 100, a Pau Gasol, even a Giannis Antetokounmpo, where he was ranked in the top 30. That's high because Giannis, as great as he's been, he doesn't like. If you look at his career accomplishments, it's the totality of his career up to this point. He shouldn't be ranked higher than Isaiah Thomas, especially. Um, I think James Harden should be ranked higher, but should he though? Because Isaiah Thomas is a champion. I think because of LeBron, I think we're starting to throw championships out the window because he's been there 8 straight years. But LeBron's 3-5 in those 8 straight years. So getting there is not the same as winning. You LeBron fans and those people, like Kendrick Perkins, like even a Jay Williams. I understand that that's historical. It's crazy. It's not been done since Bill Russell. But getting there is not the same as winning. Michael Jordan, 6-0. I'll take 6-0 over 3-6. You say the winning percentage. No. Because I can get there 8 straight times. I want to win. I want to win. That's why I would take MJ all day. I love LeBron, but I'm taking MJ. Like, winning, the whole point, it's not only to have fun in sports, but the point is at the end of the day, you want to win. And if there's one thing you can associate with MJ, when it counted, MJ got the W, I mean, LeBron's won a lot of games, but when it counted most, we talk about LeBron's the best Game 7 performer in NBA history. Jordan didn't have to Jordan never went to the Game 7 in the finals. He had a lot of Game 6s. Yes, he did. But what did he do? He closed games out in Game 6. He put the series away. So, I mean, this video is longer than I expected. I didn't think it would be this long. But, I love basketball, so we got to talk basketball. So, once again, NBA is really gaining traction of opening up. They're really looking to do a centralized location. Don't know if that's going to be Vegas or in Florida near Disney World, but once again, I'm not very sure. But it remains to be seen. It'd be really awesome if they did. And if you have time, you should go look at the NBA the ESPN rankings for all-time top players. To me, the list is flawed because you have a lot of players who are playing now or who are young who just, to me, you have the older player generation, which is they're not really given enough credit. What's his name? Oh, I forgot. My bad. Sorry about that ugly face. Sorry, I just forgot. But I understand. To me, this is more like an influential player list, but some players on the list are ranked higher than I think they should be. So, but, Purpose Your Life Sports. Thank you guys for watching this video. But stay tuned for my next video coming right up.